or in Rob's case, just his beard. Because somebody wanted to see the Dundas Peak. And this is what we are currently looking at. What do you think would hurt more, a chestnut or an acorn? So we haven't quite done an intro yet today. We did a little bit of a climb up from where we parked to the main trail. And as you can see here, as we have climbed partially up the escarpment, they've used one of two things. Either they've used old rail ties to help with erosion, or we are actually on an old rail line, because I've seen some rail ties in the ground. So Rob.
Hello.
So intro, we are on day 10 of our BruceTrail end-to-end, and it is October the 10th, 2025, and officially a year and a couple weeks into our end-to-end adventure. So the couple advantages of doing just day hikes is, of course, you don't have to worry about accommodations. And number two, you can take a change of clothes with you, clean up after yourself after the day of hiking, so that you don't have that eau de trail when you walk into a bar for that after trail pub experience. Pluses and minuses, right, folks? Anywho, so today we started off in Dundas, and we parked just off of Melville Street. Very, very cute little area of Dundas. Some old churches, old houses, beautiful little area. And we are on the Two Falls side trail. That's TEW. So we're going to check out Dundas Peak, and then we're going to descend back to the main trail. And I believe our goal for the day is Smokey Hollow Falls. And I did tell Rob that it was a very nice approach to the falls, but I didn't give him any details because I didn't want to spoil it completely for him. So, trail is starting to open up a little bit, and some more fall colors. It was a whopping -1 Celsius when we started our day today, and it was +7 by the time we actually got into Dundas. So it went from toque and a winter coat to t-shirts and ball cap, or in Rob's case, just his beard, because that's all the protection he needs.
You say just a beard?
Yeah.
Keeping up with that graybeard hiker I'm working on.
There you go.
That's pretty nice out there.
Yeah. Very nice. May have to come back when the fall colors are in full bloom.
Yes. We're still just a smidge early on it.
Yes. Despite the -1 last night.
Yeah.
Alright folks, so we will call it there for now. As usual, hit that like, subscribe, and bell buttons. More material coming your way. More BruceTrail coming your way. And at some point, I'm leaving the country for a trip. I don't know where, when, or what, how. But you will soon see that on the channel. So stay tuned. All right, folks, so we're kind of at the start again. We have just descended from Dundas Peak and the to Fallside Trail. And according to All Trails, see if I can get a better shot of the phone here. We are 179 meters worth of elevation gain, 2 hours into our hike, total of 4.8 kilometers traveled, but we're only a kilometer and a half into the hike in terms of the BruceTrail. So, because somebody wanted to see the Dundas Peak.
Somebody wanted to see the Dundas Peak. It was totally worth it. Definitely recommend doing it, but it's still a long way that way to to our end spot today. So the good news is it's a Friday. We started early-ish. I mean, we're on the trail by 9:30. That's early for us.
True.
So, yeah. So like I said, it's a full day ahead still to go to our destination, Smokey Hollow.
Yay.
I'm gonna pull them the whole way.
Well, there's enough like twigs and stuff to make a sled around here. I'm okay with that. All right, shall we?
Yes, sir. Let's have fun.
All right, folks, so just to give you an idea, so we probably passed those train tracks quite a while ago, and then just beyond those trees is Dundas Peak. So we've clambered down and picked up the roadside walking, and this is what we are currently looking at view-wise. A couple of churches that we've walked by as we went through Dundas, and more of Dundas and Hamilton. And trains continue on. So it turned into a beauty of a day. Not too hot, not too cold. Doing fine with a couple of shirts. I can actually see the bridge going over the bay for Hamilton in the background there. Let's see if I can. It's gonna be a little hard to see with this camera. I'll do a zoom shot with my cell phone. Okay, so like not even 100 meters from that last recording, we have gone off the road and back into the trees. And now we have to be a little cautious because as pretty as the leaves are, as you heard from my earlier stumble, it can hide, I don't want to say dangers, but trip hazards. Getting closer to the railroad tracks. Almost out of went that way. Stuff falling out of the trees. So last time we were getting attacked by squirrels and trees with chestnuts. Today seems to be twigs and acorns. Again, the sign does say that there are hazards on the trail.
Yeah, it said poison ivy. It didn't say anything about acorns.
Yeah, no. But at least the acorns would leave a smaller bruise than the chestnuts would.
I don't know. I mean, they're kind of pointy and hard. Like, the chestnuts got a little more of a thud to them. Whereas I feel like the acorns are a lot more pointed and gonna just like sting like a paintball.
I don't know. All right, let's turn it over to the viewers. What do you think would hurt more, a chestnut or an acorn? Vote here. Yay, stairs. Something scurrying. Just a little off trail. And yeah. So Rob is probably up on the trail. And it looked a little familiar to me. Not sure if this was one of the spots that I just checked out for collecting water last time I was through, but completely dry right now. But as Rob kind of pointed out, it would probably be a nice spot for during the spring runoff. Is there a better view of the rock face up ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be nice.